This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
It is certainly a growing part of our population that needs to be served better. I'm referring to our older population. And part of that is supporting them physically and also emotionally. One way to do that is through massage, geriatric massage. So this is for anybody who is a licensed massage therapist. Maybe you know someone. We have somebody today that is behind an institute that trains you for this in a weekend to get the certification for geriatric massage. She is a licensed massage therapist, an author, owner, and so much more, educator at Daybreak Geriatric Massage Institute. She's also our professional of the year. And we're going to focus today on taking it to the road. If you so choose to support people by way of massage, but not in a brick and mortar or a location, but you go to them, what do you need to get that done? She's got all the insight on that. Dawn Castiglione is back with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. How are you, Steve?
Terrific. And I am seeing this more and more, not just for geriatric massage, but in all demographics where mobile massage is becoming a thing. Part of me is wondering, well, maybe that's because we are so impersonal today with AI, digital technology, that we're losing the personal touch, pun intended, that people go to you. So it would make sense on the geriatric level. These are people that maybe can't travel, so they need to have services at their location. What's involved in setting that up? Where do we start?
Okay, well, Steve, it's funny you should mention that because a lot of folks are we talked about the whole gamut of opportunity for where a geriatric massage therapist or any massage therapist could set up shop with seniors or those with degenerative illness. Well, when we look at the whole spectrum from active seniors at a senior center all the way down to hospice and end of life care, we can't forget that there are like two little sections between those two, and they are very different as well. And the first one is, as we've discussed before, setting up camp like in a assisted living facility or retirement community where you are stationary in a room with your massage table and all your things are set up. If you need a hot towel cabinet, if you need a certain lotion, some bolsters, a stool, everything's already there. You just walk in and take care of it. And the other one that I'd like to talk about today, to your point, is what about those who go into hospitals and those who go into skilled nursing facilities, those who go into rehab facilities where people are short-term, they're recovering from an injury or a surgery, and then they're moving on. So in that case, you would be going room to room to room in these facilities. And often a massage therapist who's newer to the mobile aspect of serving this community in that way could forget or just not know or not think of it. All the things that we need to have with us because our room is somewhere else. Our massage room is somewhere else. So there are different ways to, pack a bag, if you will, and have access to all of the tools and items you'll need on a smaller scale. Kind of like you're going on an airplane and you have to buy the travel size things of everything. But there's more to it than that as well.
So I'm detecting that we're going to get a list potentially of essential items.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is even before we step foot into a room with a client is to check in at the nurse's station. This is not a place that will always have the same clients every week. We'll see new faces, and we need to make sure that the folks we're laying hands on are able to receive our touch. And if there's anyone who's had a brand new surgery, or anyone who's prone to blood clots, anything like that, or maybe has been diagnosed with, I don't know, a flu, a COVID, or whatever, that we're aware of that before we set foot into the room with that person, so that we're not, harming anything further. But then beyond checking in with the nurses station, there are things that are needed in your toolbox, if you will, that go along with you everywhere. And the first thing is hand sanitizer. I cannot stress that enough, because it's a nice, easy way to clean between clients, between rooms. If they don't have a sink, if it's not a hospital with a sink to wash your hands, then you may just want to have that hand sanitizer as a little savior, a little safety insurance there. It's also a good idea to have a little pack of wipes with you. You don't need a big tub of them, but just that flat travel pack is just fine. A lot of times
I
you'll
just want
find
to tell you,
clients.
I am so on your page with the hand sanitizer. Even before COVID, I was using it, and people would call me out on it, like you need to be exposed to germs because you won't build up immunity. I'm like, all right, I get part of what you're saying. However, we don't always have time to go into a bathroom and wash our hands. You're out somewhere, you shake hands with people, all of that, and you can't see it, but it's right out of the view of the camera. I installed in this studio on that wall like an industrial sanitizer dispenser. I just put my hand underneath it, and even
Good
when
for
I come
you.
back from the bathroom, I still do it. I don't know if I'm busy. I don't know if I touch the door handle, and I don't want to get sick. So,
Yes.
and in my car, I even have a teeny tiny one that if I go to an event and shaking hands with people, they don't even know it. I'm like, I don't want to take a chance, and I get you could
No.
overdo it, but delicate blend there. But I agree with you. It's important to have. And you
Yeah.
know what? You're also doing it for the protection of the people you're massaging.
Of the people.
Yeah.
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 I know that we spoke about memory care, working in a memory care unit, and that is a whole other thing. However, when you're there, you're often hired for 1 hour as an activity, similar to the gal or guy who brings their guitar in and plays music for an hour, or comes to teach watercolor paint classes or whatever,
Sure.
chair exercises. But you're there for an hour. You're going wheelchair to wheelchair to wheelchair to wheelchair in a common area, and spending maybe 4 to 7 or 8 minutes with each dementia resident there. That's about all that many of them can tolerate. Too much stimulation can kind of frighten them or throw them off. And
Hmm.
so, in that situation, you definitely need hand sanitizer with you, because there's no time even for a sink. I mean, you're literally going wheelchair to wheelchair. So, yes, I can understand, exactly how you feel about that. It's too easy to pass something along that is unintended and
Yeah.
harmful, potentially
Yep.
harmful.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you're right. Like the parents of newborns, they're like, everybody stay away because, I don't want my baby to get sick. And by the same token, you're right. There's a little bit of germ, exposure that's healthy for a child, but certainly in a hospital setting or skilled nursing, this is a potential for a danger.
Oh my gosh. And now add to it, these are people who have potentially compromised immune systems.
Yes.
That you want the best for everybody. So delicate blend. I didn't mean to go down the rabbit hole of sanitizer, but I think it's important.
It is important. Thank you for drawing that distinction. I agree. I couldn't agree more. And so, in addition to hand sanitizer, you may want to have one of those packs of wipes, as I mentioned too.
Sure.
Sometimes you need a little bit more than liquid. A lot of these folks, especially in a hospital, they're having their meals brought to them on a tray. It's not so easy to eat while you're in bed. Food kind of gets in places you don't really want it to, under fingernails and what have you. And it's just nice to have ways to help them clean,
Mm,
in just the hand area, even, so that you're starting with, a, a fresh slate. And like you said, they're not spreading things and I'm not spreading things. So
yep.
that's real important. Another way to help yourself do that is gloves.
Mm,
And I don't bring a box of gloves, but that's in my car, and I'll take a handful of them, however many clients I think I'll see, shove them in my pocket of my scrubs. And then I can grab a new pair for each client if that's more comfortable for you. Um, but sometimes that skin to skin contact is just what those folks need. And so the sanitizer and the wipes are a nice backup, if you will, for cleaning and keeping things sanitary. The other thing is a stool. Think about this. We use
no.
those big doctor stools that are rolling on wheels in our massage rooms. I'm not going to lug that thing from room to room in a hospital, right? So I really need to find plan B for that. And there are many, many portable, lightweight stools that fold up into just about nothing, that you can hook onto, your backpack or whatever, and just bring it with you. And then poop, it opens up
Yep.
and you've got yourself a little, place to rest, especially if you're working on someone's feet. Last thing you want to be doing is bending over the hospital bed or what have you, and, injuring yourself or your back in the process. So that's no fun either. So a portable, lightweight stool is a really good idea too.
Love that tip. I mean, I have them at home for, call it a step stool where they fold flat. They're made out of plastic, but they're super strong. And just take that and unfold it. One of those, or just maybe a taller one for that purpose. Doesn't carry a lot of weight. And like you said, you can even probably clip it on the back of a backpack. But now
Mhm.
you have, something to sit on. How would you do it without? I don't even know how you. I don't even know.
Yeah. I know you can often just grab a chair in the hospital room, but it's never the right height or it's never the right, fit. I mean,
Yep.
if you've got something tried and true that you can just clip on and go with, why wouldn't you, right?
Exactly.
Um, yeah, and one of my students shared with me, this past year, I think I've had it for about a year now, is a collapsing stool that collapses flat to a round disc, and it's got a little canvas handle on it. You can clip it somewhere. Uh, Remarkable because it can change heights too, which I love. It's a
Mm.
great feature. And have you ever seen, like, sometimes moms would carry in their purse the little, round cup that you can telescope open
Yep.
to take a pill if you needed a drink of water in an emergency or whatever?
Sure.
That's what it's like. Picture that cup upside down, and you just pull it up to whatever height, it'll ratchet to whatever height you need,
Wow.
and you can sit on that, and then it folds up flat like a disc, and you hook it on and go. So that's kind of cool too.
Just popped a memory in from last summer, having a meeting outside, and somebody I know brought something similar. Where did he get it? Camping supply store. So just another thought, if you
Yes.
because you're traveling light with that as well, but you need something to sit on, something that's comfortable. So yeah, a lot. It's essential. I don't know. Again, like you say, you can find a chair somewhere, but it's not going to be the right height, and that's
Yeah,
not going to really support you the way you need it to be supported.
it's never the right height or the
Uh,
right support or the right angle for your
yeah.
back. You,
Yep.
you just know what you need. And then when you're comfortable with it, why change, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so camping stores or REI. Also, Amazon, if you're not wanting to go out to a store and look and touch and feel and try, Amazon has everything. The tripod ones that just kind of fold up into a stick,
Sure.
um, every kind. And even, check out things like, not like Home Depot, but well, maybe Home Depot or Lowe's, but the smaller mom and pops like Ace Hardware or Harbor Freight and Tool. Those kinds of places have surprising equipment that can translate to the massage therapist's use
Mm-hmm.
for a lot less money.
I'm not endorsing anything but Harbor Freight. You can find stuff there that's good quality and cheaper. Even the gloves that you refer to, I
Oh,
think you can find those there
yes.
too.
Yes, yes. And the stool that I found there years ago is a mechanic's stool. And so the bottom of it, instead of having wheels, it has this little round tray at the bottom where mechanics will put probably their tools and their nuts and bolts and their drink of water or whatever. Well, that's great for us, even in the massage room or at a health fair. It's lighter weight than the big doctor massage stool. And yet, when you roll around, your lotion comes with you, your hand sanitizer, your phone with the music playing comes with you. Everything's with you as you roll around, which is really cool. And they have sales every once in a while where you can get them for like $25. I mean, it's unheard of to get a strong stool like that. And again, the height changes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
Harbor Freight is amazing.
yeah, I mean, I have gloves that I use, for not medical use, but they are medical grade. That's where I got them. That's why I brought that up. It's like, shit.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, good
Yeah,
prices.
we get things wherever we can and make do. And a lot of times, as you said, they're better even than what we would find in a medical store or Amazon. But Amazon's
Exactly.
pretty darn good. But sometimes, you just want to walk into the store and go, okay, do I want this kind of a thing or this kind of a thing? And so, yeah, you're right. That is a great store to walk into. And speaking of music, I think I just mentioned keeping your music on your tray of that little stool underneath you. Music is so easy now to bring with you to these places because we always have our phone, attached to our hip or our our being, seems
Sure.
like. um, and so if you have a music app of choice, certainly it's so much easier to just kind of put that on. But I will caution you to turn your ringer off. So your phone should be on silent,
Mm,
even though the volume of the music program can be up so they can hear it. And so it's just a nice way to bring a fresh atmosphere to the whole room for that person, beyond just your touch and the experience you're having together with human contact.
totally. And yeah, you've mentioned that before, the magic of music and what it can
Mhm.
do for geriatric population, and the simplest little Bluetooth speaker that you could even clip on your backpack. You don't never
Yes.
even have to take it off. All you got to do is press a button to turn it on, make sure you
Yep.
recharge it, and there you go. You're good to go.
Exactly. In fact, in our classes, I have a list that I've been compiling for years of equipment and items that, lotions and all kinds of things that I know, love, and trust. And then students who take the classes will say, you can get such and such on this website and it's less money or it's a much better product or what have you. Books to read, apps to download, wedges for your table, lotions, all kinds of things. And I've collected them in a document that I pass along to all my students. So if they want one of those speakers, I've got like 6 different kinds, a little
Wow.
tiny one with a clip
Sure.
or what have you. So it's a nice resource too to have that list as well.
Mm. Any other essential things that we should be aware of if we're on the road?
A smile. You need to pack a
Mm.
smile. Remember in the musical Annie, that song, You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile? This could not be more important than, when you walk into a room of someone who is often sullen, solitary,
Yep.
lonely, or alone. Um, and walking in with a smile sets the entire energy of the room and really helps that person absorb what you're giving beyond the work you're doing with your hands for massage, but to absorb your positive energy, to absorb your light, your warmth, your compassion. Sometimes just having someone walk into a room you feel that energy shift and you instantly feel better or worse, depending on how they walk in the room, right? So I would say always pack your smile.
You're
And
right. It's so on point. And I guess it goes back to what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you
yes,
supporting this part of our population? Well, show up prepared. And to your point, somebody, they've been through a lot and they may not show a smile, but if you do, they pick up on that energy. They may not have talked to anybody
hey,
that week because they don't want to. They don't feel comfortable. They're going to feel your energy. You may open the door for them, like to their heart, and they might,
hey,
connect with you in such a way that would be beautiful, and you make such a difference in their lives.
you really do, yes. And as a matter of fact, in the level one class on the Sunday morning portion where we talk about marketing, the first thing that we do before we talk about marketing materials or marketing skills, we just talk about your why.
Mm,
What is your why? And then we ask, how much do you want to work? Do you want to work full time? Do you want to work part time? Do you want to be plugged in somewhere? Do you want to just be on call? Your schedule permits you to make your own time work for you when you have your own business, which is nice.
mm,
And then the third question is, where do you want to work? So all those places we've mentioned on the entire spectrum, mobile or stationary and everywhere in between. And the clientele, do we want to be with memory care and dementia and Alzheimer's? Does that speak to us or does that make us uncomfortable? All those things we take into consideration in that marketing segment. So you're
mm.
absolutely right, Steve. The why is the first and most important thing. If you don't have a why that is strong, then this may not be where you want to end up, you know?
Might want to reevaluate, but you bring up a great point. If certain challenges people have don't align with you or you're uncomfortable with that, you can potentially pick and choose where you go, just so you're more comfortable. And that means you'll give even better support to the people that you work
Yes.
with. How do we
Yes.
work with you, Dawn? What's the best way?
We have a very easy to navigate website. The website is daybreak-massage.com. And we have a contact us page along with a lot of other information and photos of past classes and history of Daybreak and curriculum descriptions, schedule descriptions, and all the dates on the enrollment page. So if you're ready to go, just register online. You can pick any of the level one dates, any of the level two dates. You can do just one class at a time, or you can sign up for both at the same time. Register online for yourself. And if you have questions, just don't go to the enrollment page, go to the contact us page, and I'd be happy to answer any questions in a quick message you send me.
You figured out your why a long time ago. Like it is your passion. It shines through, and for that I thank you. And again, this is very affordable, and a weekends, amazing. And even the schedule for the weekend is on your website as well. Dawn,
Yes,
thank you so much for being here today and sharing. I really appreciate it.
you're welcome, and thanks for having me.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.